Hi all, a very warm welcome by ESPI team. Today in this video we will discuss regarding the student visa process for US country. Team ESPI will be happy to help you for your journey from India to US. This picture represents the map of United States. Some of the popular states and their features. Ohio is known for tournaments and healthcare industry. Massachusetts, it's very highly developed and has a huge job opportunities and is a well-known education hub also. New York, it is also highly developed plus a commercial hub, also known as a student city. Virginia, it's an hub for IT sectors. Coming to California, it is known as Silicon Valley, famous for Hollywood, Disney World, and an hub for IT sectors too. Coming to Florida, is very well known for aviation related programs, travel and tourism, and international trade. Texas is known for low tuition fees and it approximately charges in-state tuition fee to international students also. Central region like Kansas is also known for low tuition fees and has Boeing company transportation, milling and meat packing centers. Now we will discuss further related to higher educations in US. So why should a student study in US? The prime factors that can be considered for studying in US is its flexibility. Any student who is not sure related to his major, he can choose US for his higher education. Bachelor students do not need to confirm their stream during their first year of education. They can go for a confirmed major during the second year also. Hence, US is very flexible in its study options. It has a cutting edge technology compared to any other countries in the world. It offers post study visa, that is OPT options to students. US has a vast area in research and internship fields also. US education also offers students with lots of scholarship and assistantships. How is the education system in US? Generally, after the high school diploma, that is the year 12th, a student has to complete a 4 years of bachelor's. Then the student can enroll for master's program and go for a doctoral degree. Types of institutions in US. The institutions are categorized into 4 categories. They are public universities, private universities, Ivy League, and community colleges. What is public universities? These are actually state funded institutions. They are not run for profit and are financially supported by public taxes. These universities offer bachelor's, master's, and doctorate courses also. Here mentioned are some of the ranked public universities of US. So which is the oldest public university in US? Actually, the title of oldest public university in US is claimed by three universities, and that is University of Georgia, University of North Carolina, and the University of William and Mary. Now, what is private universities? These universities are not state funded and hence their tuition fees are also higher. Even all Ivy League universities are private universities. Some of the ranked private universities are Stanford University, MIT, the Ivy Leagues. The oldest and most famous universities in US are known as Ivy Leagues. They are located mainly in the northeastern part of US. They are known for their business schools but also have many graduates and professional schools. Tuition fees at these private school is among the highest in the country. But the admission is also highly competitive. Some of the Ivy League universities are University of Pennsylvania, Harvard University, Yale University, Princeton University, Brown University, Dartmouth, Cornell University, and Columbia University. Community colleges. 2-year community colleges, it's usually offer an associate degree such as Associate of Arts, that is AA, or Associate of Science, that is an AS degree. They often have an open admission policies with a very low tuition fees. These institutions offer academic, technical, and vocational degrees and also provide certificates, diplomas, and associate degrees. Generally, they have an automatic enrollment agreement with a local 4-year college or university where the student completes the first 2 year of his degree in a community college and then progresses for the next 2 year to that particular university. So these programs are also called as 2+2 programs. What type of degrees are offered in US? There are four type of degrees: associate degree, bachelor degree, master degree, and a doctorate. As mentioned, associate degree is awarded by a community college which can lead to a transfer to the remaining 2 years bachelor's degree. Now, bachelor's degree, it is commonly known as an undergraduate degree and the duration is of general 4 years. Master's degree, the duration is 2 years and some of the common example of master's degree is MA, MS, Masters of Engineering, Masters of Business Administrations. There are some exceptions also, like some MBA, executive MBA program has a duration of 1 year. Doctorate, also commonly known as Doctor of Philosophy, that is PhD, it has a duration from 3 to 5 years. Now we will have a look into the bachelor's visa processing. What is the standard examination requirement for a student who wants to consider bachelor's options for US? The student has to give a SAT or ACT. He or she can give subject test for SAT. He or she has to prove his English proficiency by either taking a TOEFL, IELTS, or PTE. What is the entry criteria for undergrad program? US generally requires a 12 years of education for associate as well as bachelor's degree. The academic percentage required, it's 58% and above. Acceptable TOEFL score is around 80, and IELTS, it ranges from 6 to 6.5 based on university. A good SAT score would be anywhere above 1150, and top universities may also require student to give SAT subject test depending on the stream they are selecting. For engineering students, it might be max level 1 physics or chemistry, and for business course student, it might be max level 1 SAT subject test. Students who have done their diploma, it is advisable that they get their documents evaluated through WES so that they can get some credits transferred and save time. Admission without SAT is also possible in US. However, SAT is required for scholarship purpose. What is SAT? Scholastic Aptitude Test. It is marked out of 1600 and has a time duration of 3 hours. It consists of reading and writing section, which is marked out of 800, has a math part again out of 800, and has an essay part which is optional, and the score ranges from 2 to 8. The exam is conducted by College Board. The validity of the score is 5 years, and the exam fee is $113 with essay and $96 without essay. Major exam centers are Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Kochi, Hyderabad, etc. So a SAT exam is conducted six times in a year. That is March, May, June, August, October, and December. SAT subject test. SAT subject tests are optional but can be given by students who want to differentiate themselves in the college admission process. It actually adds a weightage to your profile. There are around 20 SAT subject tests in 5 general subject areas like English, history, language, mathematics, and science. All subject tests are 1 hour multiple choice test. It is offered 6 times in an year: Jan, May, June, October, November, and December. The major point that you have to keep in mind is you cannot take SAT subject test and SAT on the same test date. Here the SAT subject test requirement for the top 4 ranked universities in US for engineering course is mentioned. Students can also opt for ACT rather than taking a SAT. So it's an American college testing. Its composite score range of 36 and sub-score ranges from 1 to 18. Again, the test duration is 3 hours and 40 minutes, which includes section like English of 45 minutes, mathematics 60 minutes, reading 35 minutes, science 35 minutes, and optional writing 30 minutes. The test is conducted 5 times in an year: September, October, December, April, and June. The ACT test fee with no writing option is $103, and with writing option is $120. Now we will discuss master admission process. So we are here to remove all your doubts related to the master admission process. The standard examinations required for master's program. For MBA or management programs, a student need to give GMAT or GRE, any one of it. And to prove his English proficiency, the student needs to give TOEFL, IELTS, or PTE. For all other master's program, that is other than management program, a student needs to give GRE and TOEFL, IELTS, or PTE. Entry criteria for master's program. Generally, US requires a 16 year of education. That is, after 12th, US universities require 4 years of bachelor's. Academic percentage required is 60% and above with minimum backlogs. Acceptable scores for GRE it's 300 plus, GMAT 500 plus, TOEFL 80 above, and IELTS 6.5 bands overall. Other factors are also taken into consideration, which includes your extracurricular activities, your documents such as resume, letter of recommendation, and statement of purpose. Certain universities in US also accepts 15 years of education, that is 12 plus 3, if your bachelor's is completed from an NAAC A accredited universities. There are also few university options without GRE and GMAT. GRE, it's a graduate record examination which is marked out of 340 and has a time duration of 3 hours 45 minutes. It consists of verbal and count section, each of 170 marks. and an analytical writing session from a scale of 0 to 6. So it is conducted by ETS, the Education Testing Service. Validity of score is 5 years. Exam fee is $205. GRE exam can be taken once every 21 days up to 5 times in a year. GMAT, it is marked out of 800 and has a time duration of 3 hours and 30 minutes. Again, it has a verbal section, quant section, which is rated on a scale of 0 to 60, and has an analytical writing and integrated reasoning session, which is rated on a scale of 0 to 6. It is conducted by GMAC, Graduate Management Admission Council. This score is valid for 5 years. Exam fee is $250. GMAT exams can be taken once every 16 calendar days. The additional score reporting charges for each exams. For all the exams that a student takes, he or she needs to officially report the score to the university. GRA, the additional score reporting charge is $27. GMAT, it is $28. TOEFL, it's 20 per recipient. IELTS, it varies depending on the mode you are selecting. If it's not electronic, it's rupees 1250 per institution. PT, it's generally free. SAT, it's $12, and ACT, again it's $12. Now, what all documents are needed for an application process? The checklist mentioned here is a general one, can be considered for bachelor's as well as master's. So firstly, you need your passport, front and back page, CV. It should clearly outline your academic achievements, your project work and work experience if you have any. Your 10th mark sheet and certificate, your 12th mark sheet and certificate. If you are applying for a master's program, then the student needs to have a bachelor's mark sheet and certificate and master's if any. You need to get your certificates from the university. Transcripts, it should be in a sealed envelope and should be issued by the university. Recommendation letters, for master's student it should be from the respective bachelor's degree, and for bachelor's student it should be from their school. TOEFL IELTS official reporting, GRE GMAT or SAT official reporting needed, letter of intent or your SOP, that is statement of purpose. If you have any work experience, the work experience letter, credential evaluation if needed by the university. If you have worked on any project, then the project and research synopsis. And for finance, you need to have a bank certificate and affidavit of support. Now, once you submit your documents and receive the I-20 from the university, you can proceed for the visa procedure for US. It generally consists of two form filling. One is the DS 160 form and the other is visa interview appointment form. For that, you need to pay a visa fee of $160 and schedule the online appointment. Make a service registration of $350. You need to arrange all your mentioned documents and then go for an OFC appointment and then need to attend the visa interview. What is the time schedule to apply for US for fall intake? Generally, you can consider that all US process takes place 1 year before. So if you're planning for the fall 2021 intake, you need to start your process right now. You have to schedule your coaching in the month of June, July, or August. You can appear for GRE, GMAT, or SAT by September so that your results are out by October. You have to start the application process by October, as the fall intake deadlines commences from November and it goes on till May. Students are offered I-20s in the month from March to June, and the student can stand for visas from the month of May. Once he receives the visa, he can travel to US before 1 month prior to his start date. If a student is looking for spring intake, spring intakes are generally considered shorter intake than fall. Hence, you won't be having much time, so you need to start your coaching by the month of December, Jan, or Feb. Need to appear for the exams by March so that your results are out by April. And the application procedures can be started in the month of April, as the deadline commences from July and goes on till October. I-20s are offered in the month of October to December so that the student can stand for the visa in the month of November to December and can fly to US in December or Jan, depending on his start date. Now, what is an estimated expense for the US visa process? So this includes your application fees. Approx here we have considered of 5 universities. It can range anywhere from $60 to $100. So roughly considering $500. Score reporting charges approximate 300. Courier charges. Now mostly all universities have started accepting online documentation. So only few universities still need official transcript before giving out their decision. Once a seat is offered, a university might ask for a university deposit. For visa process, a student has to pay the service as well as the visa fees, which approximately equals to around 2 lakhs. Other charges that can be considered includes your documentation charges, your coaching charges, your air tickets, insurance, shopping, and pocket amount, which again approx to 3 lakh. So around 6 lakhs expenses a student bears before leaving India. This does not include the university fees. Now, what is the cost for a bachelor's student to study in US? Approximately 1 year cost is mentioned here. Fees ranges depending on the type of university you have selected. Here we have taken an approximate fees of 16 lakhs per annum. Living costs, you can consider it around 11 to 12 lakhs. So total anywhere between 27 to 30 lakhs approximately. A student can work 20 hours part time on campus and can earn approximately around 5 to 6 lakh. So total money that need to be spent by the student is approximately around 21 to 20 lakhs per annum. For a master's student, an entire 2 years of cost is considered, approximately 30 lakhs fees, living cost around 13 lakh, 14 lakhs, 13 to 14 lakhs. So total around 44 lakhs. Again, the student is allowed to work 20 hours part time. So the net money that a student needs to spend can be anywhere around 27 to 30 lakhs. Now, what is the grading system in US? Generally, in India, we have an 0 to 10 CGPA system or 0 to 100 percentage system, but US follows a 0 to 4 GPA system. So the GPA conversion is explained here. Now, what types of financial aid will be available during your master's program in US? A students can have tuition fee waiver in form of assistantship, that is research assistantship, teaching assistantship, or graduate assistantship. Students are also allowed to do part-time jobs on campus. Now, informations related to the work rights that a student should be aware of. While maintaining a status of F1 students, the student has the right to work on campus, that is on campus employment. He has the right to work off campus also, but through CPT and OPT. On campus employment, as already mentioned, you are allowed to work 20 hours per week during your study time, and you can work full time, that is 40 hours per week during your holidays. You may work as a teaching assistantship, research assistantship, as a fellowship, and hourly employments include you can work in food services, library, work as an event coordinator or laboratory assistant, and many more positions. Now, what is CPT? That is curricular practical training. It's actually an integral part of your established curriculum. You can definitely say something related to as internship, but a student is eligible for CPT only if he or she has completed 9 months of his study and is currently in a F1 status. So actually a student goes through CPT during their study itself. Now a student is eligible for OPT, that is optional practical training, after the completion of their study. So any student who selects a STEM accredited degree is eligible for a 36 months OPT, and other students are eligible for 12 months OPT. So as mentioned, a STEM degree student can opt for an extension of 2 years, that is 12 plus 2 years, 24 months. They have a 36 months of OPT training period. So summarizing all, while working in their OPT, and if their employers sponsor them with an H1B, they can get convert into a work visa. So what all funds are acceptable and sponsors that are acceptable? Generally it's parents, or it should be self funded. You can show your balance in saving account. You can have your balance in FDs. Okay, loans from nationalized bank or private sector banks are also acceptable. Thank you. For any further profile assessment, you can send your documents on the below mentioned email ID, or get in touch on the above mentioned phone number. Please subscribe and like our channel, so that you keep yourself updated related to all the informations on abroad studies. If you have any further queries, you can also comment us, and please do drop your message that related, that what further informations is needed from our side. Thank you and wish you all the very best.